Hey everyone, it's Michelle. Hope everyone is doing fabulous. Just thought I'd check in and let you know how things are going here on the home front in regards to downsizing our lives, I guess you could put it. It's been a rough couple weeks here. Nothing extremely bad has happened, but a couple of things have happened in our lives to cause us to really sit down and evaluate what our near future holds for us. So as I've said in previous videos, we are going to leave the Harrisburg area, move back to York to be next to my husband's job, and that we've been house hunting. We have decided that we are not going to buy a home at this time. We are going to continue to rent. I've been doing my research. The housing market is still not really good right now. Interest rates are okay. They're not great. We don't have 20% saved up to put down on a home that we would want. And everything that we were looking at, we just don't like. Unless we want to spend like $300,000 or up, there's really not a lot out there in the York area right now. So we have decided that we are going to continue to rent for a while. So I did spend a couple hours today looking at some different apartment complexes in the York area. Our number one requirement is large garage space for my husband, and I'm perfectly fine with that. You know, again, living in the Northeast, I would prefer not to have to scrape snow and ice off the car myself. But he just has a lot of man stuff, like tools and workbenches and giant toolboxes and stuff like that. So we have to have a garage for his items. So I did spend, like I said, today looking at apartments, and we did narrow it down, I think, to one that we are really interested in. So I have emailed the office to check on availability to see how soon we can get in, because we're down to like 6 weeks, I think, till we have to be out of here. So the crunch is on. Yes, we could renew here for month-to-month or 3-month lease or year-long leases, but obviously we don't want to do that. But also in the meantime, we have had several family members that have been hospitalized with some issues. My husband's parents, mom was in and out, had pneumonia. Again, not a huge deal. Can be when you're pushing 80 years old, but she's already out and back to normal. And my husband's father had to have a pacemaker put in, and he's been in and out of the hospital with an infection. So again, not real good. My father is not doing well at all. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of specifics with him, but we're awaiting an official diagnosis. Hopefully it is not cancer, but it's sounding like that. So it's caused my husband and I to take a step back and really evaluate how differently our lives could be if something happens to, say, my father in the next year. We know we don't want to stay in Pennsylvania for the rest of our lives, but we can't afford to leave right now with my husband's job. Parents passing away can completely change that. You know, we have decided to stay in the area too, just because I am an only child, and I'm going to be the only one to have to take care of my parents. So my parents are divorced. My mom and dad divorced when I was 4. So my mom is remarried, and her and my stepdad both have heart issues, but they're doing pretty good right now. But again, my father is the issue, and he lives 2 hours away from me to begin with, which doesn't make it easier. So we have, again, decided buying a home right now is just not at the top of our priority list. We're just going to keep saving money, and with saving money, again, it's that whole, okay, how much can we sacrifice to save even more? So we're making banking as much money as possible that's our number one focus right now. You know, not spending money on frivolous things, on things to begin with, and just trying to get as much money in the bank as possible, so that when we know the time is right, we can either A, buy a house, or B, we're good to leave the area. It's time. So, you know, when your gut tells you that it's just not right, you need to listen to your gut. So I'm listening to my gut right now, and it's not time. And I'm very, very comfortable with the decision. I know some people say that, oh my gosh, how can you rent? You're just throwing your money away. But I've listened to enough financial people on YouTube and on the radio and on television. You know, the American dream of home ownership is not what it used to be. When you take out a mortgage, you end up spending 3 times what you paid for that house till you pay all your interest. Yes, you can hurry up and pay it up quicker, but you're still paying a heck of a lot more money for that property in the long run. Then you have the taxes, which in this area are insane. You have maintenance, you have upgrades, because owning a home for 30 years, you're not going to be keeping the same stuff in it. You're going to be upgrading things as you go along. If you were to learn to live cheap and not invest all that money in a house, just live cheap and rent and take the extra money and invest it, there has been many, many people out there that have shown on paper you could come out ahead than somebody who owns a home by just investing that money wisely. So we have decided, again, that it's just not the time. We're not ready. We're not ready to make that commitment. We've owned 3 homes over the course of our marriage, bought them, fixed them up, sold them. Unfortunately, the last one we sold after the real estate market crashed, and we ended up selling it for less than what we paid for it. So we were completely upside down, and that experience has me petrified. And right now, I just don't even want any part of the home owning process. I don't even want to say the word mortgage. It makes me want to vomit to say it. I'm very happy renting. Now the hard part's going to be, right now I'm renting a 1,600 plus square foot townhome, and the one we're looking at is 974 square feet. I've got to do some downsizing. I really do. And again, I'm okay with it. We've adopted the philosophy that we'd rather do than have. I don't want to have to pay extra for square footage to have things. I'd rather pay less for the square footage and have that money in my pocket so that I can A, either invest it, or B, enjoy life a little bit. You know, my children are in Florida. If I want to go to Florida once a month to go visit them, I want to be able to go. I don't want to be tied to a house and yard work and all the extras that go with it. I just want to be free. It's too bad more people don't adopt that philosophy, because I see so many people around me that get in trouble because they just want more, and they got to have the newest and greatest gadget that comes out, and they got to have the big house in the nice neighborhood, and you know, I don't get it. Maybe I'm different. I grew up in the 70s and 80s, and that was kind of a spoiled generation. But I seem like the older I get, the more I keep rebelling against that. So that's the latest from here. So again, I'm back on my weekly schedule as normal. So other than doing my cleaning today and creating my menu for the week and doing my grocery list for my shopping tomorrow, I did spend 3.5 hours touring apartments today. We have narrowed it down, and we're just going to keep moving on with this process. So hopefully in the next few days I will get our application in, and we'll get approved and have a moving date as soon as we're able to get in one. Hopefully there's some available, because the one they showed me today was already rented. The people just didn't move in yet. So hopefully there's one available soon. This will put my husband 3.7 miles away from work. Just the money we're going to save in gas is crazy. And I'm like getting really excited to start really saving money now, because you know, we have debt. Even though we rent, we don't have a mortgage, we still have debt. I have my children's student loans, which I did take out student loans so my kids could go to college and not have the burden. So instead I'm shouldering that burden. Now I could kick myself in the butt for it, but it is what it is. So I'd like to pay down that student loan debt, and other than that, we really don't have any debt other than, you know, a few credit cards here and there, like $200 on an Amazon card, and it's like less than $1,000 on a Best Buy card from buying my child a computer for her graduation gift when she graduated college. And we each have a Capital One card, but I think we each have like $500 or $600 on them. So yes, we have some debt that I would like to just knock out, but it's not excessive. We're not one of these people that carries, you know, $10,000, not even $5,000 in credit card debt. So I think we're doing pretty good considering how expensive it is to live around here. So I think that's about it for today. So it's time for me to go out here and make dinner. So tomorrow I will do my grocery shopping, and maybe I'll take you guys along with me, and I should be able to do a haul when I get home. And in the meantime, I got to figure out what I'm going to sell. I got to sell my patio furniture. That is not going to fit on that little deck. Dimly patio furniture. It's really nice. I'm going to have to make a list because I got a lot of stuff I'm going to have to let go of. But I'm excited about it. So I guess that's it for now. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.